Well, good morning, everybody. We're at week 5. Oh my gosh, time sure does fly. All right, let's look at our lesson for this week. What are we going to be covering? First of all, let's look at our objectives. Practice critical reflection. Analyze behavior that contributes to student success factors. Familiarize with Writing Lab in Blackboard. And then finally, identify self-management, resilience, integrity, and emotional intelligence in a digital media source. All right, so let's go and look at the content, the weekly content. You have several chapters you're going to be reading this week. In Turabian, planning a first draft, and then drafting your paper. So last week we kind of did an outline. This week we're going to ask you to create an outline for a paper. Last week you created an outline for a paper that this week you're going to be writing. So that's what the Turabian is about. The Kibbe is establishing a position. In other words, when you're writing your paper, how do you choose one side or another of an argument that you want to be able to write about? And then finally, we're looking at Smith Ordered Life. Okay, let's see. Listening, watching, we're just going to go to the Writing Center in Blackboard. We'll show you where to do that. So let's go do that right now. Okay, you have a little quiz that you'll be taking this week for assignment 5-1, and it's all about the Writing Center. When you open Blackboard, here's a little image there that we've put up there for you. When you open Blackboard, you want to go to My Organizations. That is this area in the orange box, and you should have Writing Center listed there. I know you probably can't see it in this video, but it's there. If you open your Blackboard, you'll go right to that. You should see that. That's where we want you to go through and look at everything in the Writing Center, and then you're going to take a quiz about it. All right, let's see, is there anything else in that? No, I think that's it. All right, building a resiliency essay. This week we're asking you to create the rough draft. Last week we asked you to create an outline, and we want you to use that outline. You should have turned in a thesis statement, your outline, and then your works cited page. And that's what we want you to fill in this week. We want you to actually write your paper, but it is a rough draft. So you don't have to be perfect with it. If it is perfect, great. Then next week when you're asked to put in the final draft, you won't have much to do. But I'll go through, I'll make sure that I have graded your assignment for the outline, the thesis, and the works cited, so that you can make sure that everything is correct there, and then we'll move on so that you can create your rough draft. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Looking at your analysis, integrity and personal management analysis essay. Now, the first thing I want you to notice about this particular assignment is that it is not due until week 6. So you're going to do some things this week. Next week, you'll end up turning it in. So you have 2 weeks to complete this. You have 2 options this week. We want you to write a paper, but you have 2 options on what you can write your paper about. The first option is that you can watch a video. It's called The Pursuit of Happiness. There is an $8 cost to it, to rent it, but we want you to analyze the video, and we want you to analyze the main character in the video. And so our paper, what we want you to do is to tell me about self-management, resiliency, integrity, and emotional intelligence, okay, of the characters in this particular video. Okay, so that's one option for you. The second option can be what we're calling out our alternative media. But what we want you to do is to research a contemporary figure highlighted in recent media. So it can be anything within the last 10 years, but we also want you to analyze for the same type of characteristics: self-management, resiliency, integrity, or emotional intelligence. And you'll have to have the proofs. You have to tell me where you got the proofs that help show you where you see these types of characteristics in the individual that you choose to write about. You can do one or you can do two. You do not need to do both. But the choice is yours. You can do option one or you can do option two. Okay, so what are the components of the written exam? Everything has to be MLA formatted. You have to do your in-text citations. You have to do your headings, page numbers, just as we have with every other written exam or essay that you've turned in. An introduction that tells me about the paper, a thesis statement, what you're going to cover, and if you're smart, you'll just look at the descriptions and you should be able to figure out what the thesis statement should say. The headings that organize the paper into sections. Okay, so that should be part of, looking, again, based on your thesis statement. Those should be reflected in your heading, the body of your writing, and then your conclusion. What did you think about the characters and how they showed what they showed? And then finally, the works cited page. Now, this particular paper is to be 2 to 3 pages long. The works cited page is never included as part of the paper requirements. Okay, I think that's it for this particular assignment. We're moving on to identifying 2 people in your support system. What's this all about? What's happening is that we want you to be successful students. All along we've been telling you, or it's been written in your assignments, that we want you to look at putting parts of the plan into your success action plan, which is due in week 8. If you've been following along and putting information in there, then this piece will be easy for you to also do. What we want you to do is to identify 2 people and turn into me who those 2 people are who are going to be part of your support system. They're 2 people who know you well and who consistently speak truth and wisdom into your life. So just write down who they are, what kind of relationship you have with them. We ask that you would have one that's a personal, somebody that you know on your own, and then one who's also a spiritual leader to you. So hopefully you'll have 2 of those types of people in there. Do you have to have them both, a spiritual leader and a personal relationship? The answer is no. They could be both spiritual, they could be both just personal. But these are the types of people that we hope that you will have. Okay, so these all relate to assignment 7.1, where you ask the people to complete a personal branding assessment questionnaire. Now that questionnaire is a link in the assignment, and if you just click on it, it's going to download for you. So you can ask to save it. Just save it, pull up the questionnaire, and then you can give it to those people. Okay, so is this due with assignment 5-4? The answer is no. It is part of assignment 7-1. We just want you to be aware that you may want to give these people time to review the questionnaire, look at it, answer it, so that you can have it back to you by week 7. All right, so then you go to assignment 8-1, where you're talking about your success action plan. All along we've been giving you access to the success action plan, and you should be able to fill it out. And what you're going to do is you're going to give this to your chosen support people. So the people you identify this week, you're going to give them a presentation. We want to give you enough time to take your success action plan and begin to look at it and you're going to start to develop a presentation for them. So we wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that so that you know by the time 8-week rolls around what you'll need to be doing for your success action plan, and why we're asking you to identify these people now so you know who you're going to be giving this presentation to. Okay, this is just a reminder about about assignment 7-1 and 8-1. And then finally, we're talking about, in your discussion board, we want you to talk about intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. And then you discuss how you tend to be motivated, whether it's intrinsically or extrinsically, and what do you think you're going to need in order to achieve your Moody degree. So be sure you're able to tell us how this will contribute to your success. Okay, I think that's it for this week. I can't think of anything else. All right. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to get a hold of me. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.